were you wearing? It's a simple question, right? I can ask you, what were you wearing last night? You'd remember. It's not that big of a deal. I can't even explain the shock that I felt when my 7th grade best friend said those words to me after I had told her that I'd just been raped. She told me, "What were you wearing?" As if that the fact that I was in my volleyball uniform contributed to the unexplainable reasons that my father had to rape me. And as if just the clothes matters to the people around us. Like, it just really disgusted me how she asked me that, and that was the first question that she asked me. She didn't ask me if I was okay, or she didn't ask me how I was doing. And she told a couple of friends, and they asked me the same thing too. And I struggled with it for a while, because in my head I was thinking, like, as if wearing a long dress would have prevented him from doing what he did, or as if wearing coverings like all over my body would have prevented it. And it really just goes to show that it's victim blaming, and what you wear does not determine, like, if you're called a slut. That is just, sorry. That's an example of rape culture. What is rape culture? Blaming the victim, trivializing sexual assault, sexually explicit jokes, tolerating sexual harassment, like in the workplace or anything, scrutinizing a victim's dress, mental state, or motives, gendered violence in movies, I see that a lot, defining manhood as being dominant and sexual aggressive, and defining womanhood as being submissive and sexually passive, pressure on men to score, pressure on women to appear sexy, but also covering up and not acting like a slut. Assuming that men don't get raped, or that weak men get raped, refusing to take rape accusations seriously, or teaching women to avoid getting raped instead of teaching men not to rape. You might think that rape culture is something that doesn't affect you personally, but not only does it affect you, it affects the people around you, and it affects a whole lot more people than you think. From the clothes that you wear on a daily basis, or just the things that you do and the things that you say. According to a study from YouGov.com, women are far more likely to feel unsafe when performing everyday activities. 61% of women regularly take steps to prevent sexual assault, and 50% say that they always or often feel unsafe while walking alone at night. So there is no easy way to get rid of rape culture. It's not like a light switch that you can just turn off. There are a few steps, though, that we can take to step in a more positive direction, like getting informed and avoiding using language that objectifies or degrades women. And if you hear something, you should speak out. Or if you hear an offensive joke or something that really bothers you, I really recommend that you speak out. There's a whole lot of things, like you can really think and communicate with people. It's not that hard to know if you have consent. You always communicate with your sexual partners and do not assume consent. You can define your own womanhood or manhood, and don't let stereotypes shape your actions. And you can get involved. There's a bunch of organizations here on campus that I've been looking into that really help you feel safe. The plan of action, once implemented, will not only help women make will not only help make women safer, but make the world a much better place for me and for you and just everyone, and future generations to come. I believe that it is very possible and necessary for men to control themselves. And when I think of the future and about my family, I really hope that they can grow up in a place where this isn't a problem and where they don't have to grow up around it, because I know how hard it is.